After weeks of exhausting marches and facing invisible resistance through scorched earth, the Grand Army finally encounters something different. It's not an empty village, nor a lonely forest, it's the Russian army. There, near Borodino, Russia stands ready to fight. After weeks of retreat, they are willing to confront Napoleon head-on. For the Tsar and his generals, this will be a turning point. And for Napoleon, it's the chance he's been waiting for to claim a decisive victory. Napoleon doesn't see just a battle. He sees the opportunity to finally defeat the Russians once and for all, to break the morale of Alexander's army. He believes that by winning at Borodino, he will open the path to Moscow. So he organizes his troops, about 130,000 men. On the other side, the Russian army, under the command of Mikhail Kutuzov, is numerous and determined, with around 120,000 soldiers. Both armies are ready for battle, and both know that this day will be marked in history. The soldiers on both sides are anxious but aware of what's to come. On one side, the French, exhausted from the long journey but still confident in Napoleon's leadership. On the other, the Russians, defenders of their homeland, determined to repel the invader at any cost. They know that Borodino is just a village on the map, but today it will become the bloodiest battlefield of the campaign. The dawn at Borodino is cold and bleak. The sky is overcast, almost as if anticipating the bloodshed to come. From his vantage point, Napoleon surveys the battlefield. He analyzes every detail, calculating every move. He sees the Russian defenses, trenches, cannons, soldiers ready to resist, and in his mind he already envisions victory. The silence on the battlefield is almost tangible. Every soldier knows that within minutes, that silence will be shattered by the sounds of cannon fire, shouting, and the chaos of war. For many, this will be the last sight they see. It's as if the very air is charged with tension, waiting for the first shot to transform that peaceful field into a scene of destruction. And then finally the silence is broken. The sound of cannons echoes across the valley. It's as if the very ground shakes with the impact. The first lines advance, and the field of Borodino becomes a true hell. On one side, the French press forward with force, advancing under Napoleon's direct orders. On the other, the Russians fiercely resist, determined not to yield an inch of land. Napoleon watches everything carefully. Every movement, every advance, every retreat, he's there, controlling every detail like a conductor. He gives orders, sends reinforcements where he thinks necessary, and adjusts his strategies in real time. To him, the battle is like a game of chess, but this time the pieces are men who fight, bleed, and die under his command. On the battlefield, the scene is bleak. Men run, scream, fall. The smoke from cannons and muskets covers everything, making it difficult to distinguish friend from foe. The smell of gunpowder and blood is suffocating. The ground is covered with bodies and debris, and every soldier knows that death is just a few steps away. It's a spectacle of horror and bravery, where each one fights for his life and his side. The Russians, despite the strength of the French attack, do not give in. They defend themselves with ferocity, resisting Napoleon's advance. Each Russian soldier knows he's fighting for his country, for his homeland. To them, Borodino is not just a battle, it's a matter of honor and survival. Even outnumbered and disadvantaged, they refuse to retreat. For Napoleon, victory is essential. He cannot turn back, not now. He's come so far, invested so much, that victory at Borodino has become a matter of pride and power. He believes that Moscow is within his reach, and Borodino is the last obstacle. He will not retreat, no matter the cost. By noon, the battle is at a standstill. Both sides are exhausted, but no one retreats. The fight is hand-to-hand, a bloody struggle for every inch of land. The noise of gunfire and screams is deafening. Soldiers fight to their last breath, and each casualty is quickly replaced by another man, willing to give his life. The Russian officers, seeing the determination of the French, lead their troops with bravery. They run across the field, encouraging their men, fighting alongside them. Each of them knows this is the crucial moment, the last line of defense. It's a sacrifice for the motherland, and they are willing to do anything to stop Napoleon's advance. Napoleon, realizing that victory is still distant, orders a massive attack. He sends his best troops, his cavalry, his reserves. It's a risky move, but he's determined to break the Russian line once and for all. He knows that if he succeeds, victory will be his. But the Russians resist. and the battle becomes even more intense and bloody. At dusk, the field of Borodino is covered with bodies and smoke. Both armies are exhausted, and the ground is a mixture of mud, blood, and destruction. Silence begins to settle, and the soldiers, survivors of this hell, look around and see the cost of this battle. No one truly won. What remains is only devastation. The Battle of Borodino was a massacre. Neither side emerged truly victorious. For the French, it was an empty victory, and for the Russians, a heroic resistance. But the truth is that both sides lost, and Napoleon, still confident, continues his march toward Moscow, unaware that the greatest battle is yet to come, the Russian winter. In the next chapter, we'll see how arriving in Moscow did not bring Napoleon the victory he expected, but rather a new challenge. Don't miss it. Aye.